Good afternoon, everyone. Korean food prices skyrocketing. Egg prices up. Cabbage and other vegetables 35 to 76% up. All foodstuffs in the country. Now the Midwest farm bubble collapsing. Farm debt at all-time highs, which gives them no money for repurchasing equipment or seeds, which is going to lead to a difficulty planting this season. Also, consumer spending at an all-time low, even below the grand crash in 2008. Nice article here, A Monetary System for the New Millennium. And while you're watching the video, please remember to subscribe to Adapt 2030 and join me on my podcast, Mini Ice Age Conversations. New headline across the wire, food prices remain high amid short supply in Korea. Fisheries, food, poultry, dairy, everything up in price. Eggs 30% higher than usual due to bird flu outbreak and culling of entire millions of birds. Jumping over to Google, Koreans feel the pinch of soaring egg prices. As well, cabbages, any kind of major vegetables, beef prices 27%, vegetable prices increasing from 35 to 76%, seafoods up 25%, and overall, everything just in the last month is up a minimum 4.8%. As you can see, these food prices globally are starting to rise. I'm calling grand solar minimum losses from the wet conditions, the dry up of credit, which we will see with the economic collapse coming in. And then chicken prices as well, up from 1,800 to 2,200 won. Despite the government's efforts to try to control food pricing, they have lost control basically because the demand is so much higher than the supply. Staying on the same theme, jumping over to Zero Hedge, Midwest farm bubble continues to collapse. USDA seeing farm cash receipts down 14%. Versus 2015, and then 36% down from the highs in 2012. What this means is the cost for seeds, fertilizer, equipment is climbing so high, and the grain prices are dropping that they're still losing more than $120 per acre. That's a negative per acre, even though they're farming. So what's this mean? The farm debt is actually so high that they're going to stop cultivating fields at the moment. It also equates into lower equipment sales for a lot of companies. John Deere, for example. The farm equipment sales have declined 35%. Now, this really stretches the farmers. They're having a very difficult time to get credit. So if you're going to need tons and tons and tons of seed and fertilizer and equipment and machinery, the money's just not there anymore from the banks to loan it out, which is going to put a strain again on the amount of acreage that can be planted this year. Farm cash income, nearly the lowest they've ever seen. The number of farms is also decreasing as all this happens. People just give it up and sell it out to the large agro businesses. And there has been a small uptick in the wheat price going out into 2017 that's not shown on this chart here, up about 1.8%. Also, the economy screams that we are in record high territory for stocks and there's so much money coming into the economy. Yet why are department store sales crashing? Now that's the first thing people stop spending on is clothes, restaurants, that sort of thing when they're trying to save money. Now looking back at 2008 and 9 after the mega crash and the run up to oil to $147 a barrel and all the commodities prices soaring, and then that sudden collapse, people really pulled back on their spending. Yet this pullback on spending is even more noticeable than it was in 2008 and 9 in the department stores. So it really leaves you shaking your head saying, what's going on? Why are people pulling back their spending so much in the department stores? And a great article somebody sent me here, The Monetary System for the New Millennium. You might want to dig in to read this. It's just about 1,000 words or so. But it's talking about the debt engine distorting the potential of the Industrial Revolution, forcing us into this narrow band of control by the banks. This farm credit crisis is a perfect example to back up this article. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And for those of you who are really trying to get out and start your own gardens, I encourage you to jump over to foodforliberty.com, take a look at their heirloom seed packs, full kit for what you need to start that has enough protein, vegetables, everything you'll need to keep yourself. And that's foodforliberty.com/adapt2030.